Amazing. We have something to talk about today, folks. Um, Donald Trump. It's amazing. He should be running from 2021 to 2024. Is there any reason you can think of that would prevent him from being our president for the next 4 years? Well, I'm not exactly sure what's keeping him from being our president. I hope you're watching Fox News and keeping up to speed with all the wonderful discoveries we're all making. It's kind of amazing how President Trump tried to do all of us a huge favor by running the country. He gave up his peace, harmony, and every luxury that he basically had to put up with an attack on him personally as the President of the United States, trying to serve all of us. So, I ask you, we want to see President Trump in the White House along with Melania and his children and Barron, and we want them all to be healthy and to continue to run our country the best way he knows how, because we trust him to energize our economy and to continue to work on our health and solve this coronavirus craziness. Get us out of masks. Keep the country functioning and allow us the privilege to be served by a president who actually cares about us as if he was like our dad, with one exception. He's smarter than most dads, and he is trying to help our country be great. Just be great. Apparently, when he said make America great again, he saw America at some point as being great, and he wants to rebuild that in America so that we can benefit, and our children and our children's children can benefit from him being our president. We need to let this happen, folks. The count for Joe Biden is fraudulent, in my opinion. I'm dealing with an echo that's driving me crazy and making me sound like I have a speech impediment. But I assure you, our country, under Joe Biden's leadership, will turn to a socialistic manner. And we have, under Trump's administration, made America better and build up all of the citizens of America to the best of his ability, and it's going to get better if we get him back in office. And we need to do this right away, post haste, no exception. I can't imagine you disagreeing with this in any way, shape, or form. I really don't need the headphones, which are messing me up, so I'll take them off, and I will. I'm showing you two cameras showing me, but I'm looking straight at one because I want to be looking at you, and I care about you too. I'm not the President of the United States, but I do care what happens to all the citizens of these great United States. And in order to continue on that path, we would have to let President Trump maintain his status as President of the United States for the next 4 years. for God's only knows I would change it to keep him in office for the next 24 years. But Joe Biden and his unscrupulous people around him, in my opinion, cheated our president out of winning this election by ballot stuffing, by having people fraudulently fill out Joe Biden ballots. And here we stand, all these Americans that were expecting Trump to win, and it brought me, as much as it may have brought you, to tears to actually witness this happening. It really hurt me to hear that Joe Biden won, and now he's acting as if President Trump needs to give a concession speech. Well, he's not going to give it, and there's good reasons that he doesn't give it. And we're, as of tonight, or this morning, we have officially found out that Pennsylvania has been overturned back to President Trump. Why? Because the ballots that are being basically driven up in truckloads, they are all marked for Joe Biden without exception, and there were no Trump's votes in these loads that came in. It's too planned, too schemed, and it was timed and figured out like a very bad, calculated nightmare. And that's how Joe Biden appears to have won. But he hasn't actually won because he cheated his way there. And even if he doesn't know that he cheated his way there, and I'm sure he's going to plead the fifth on this one, people around him or people away from him that want to see him in charge did this to make this illegal event happen. But I guarantee you it's illegal, and I guarantee you there's proof, and it's coming out day by day. And the mass media that wants Joe Biden in office is going to do everything they possibly can to say that it's a bunch of hogwash, and that Trump is just a sore loser, and that it is Joe Biden's time, and it's Joe Biden this and Joe Biden that, and the great Joe Biden. Well, I don't care if Joe Biden's a great guy or not. That's not the important thing. I just can't see him leading our country in the same way that President Trump has. I don't know a personality in any president that has been as beneficial to the United States of America as President Trump is, and will continue to be. But the Democrats, Nancy Pelosi, Adam Schiff, we haven't heard from him in a long time. I wonder why. I really don't know. But, you know, I like hearing from certain congressmen like Matt Gaetz and Elise. I mean, these are people that show up on Hannity all the time, and I think it's a blast watching these people because they care about our nation too. And how can the Republican Party and people like me care and surround Trump with love and kindness? I mean, when was the last time you heard a president of the United States being mantraed, "We love you, we love you"? When has that ever happened in history? I don't think it has. Not on the scale that Donald Trump is having it happen in his presidency. And we love him not because he's the greatest guy on the planet, but he's the greatest president to ever have maintained the office of the President of the United States, because he's done so many wonderful things for us, and we have to stand behind him. We have to help him. We have to make and continue to make contributions to his campaign to overturn and get these counts recounted to show that he is still the rightful president for the next 4 years. And if I have anything to do with it, he'll be the next president for the next 24 years. Now, the reason I say that is that if he doesn't want to do it, and I can understand him not wanting to do it after the next 4 years, because it is the toughest job anyone could possibly ever be in their lifetime. And he has taken nothing but the hottest furnace of hell while he's been in office. He's received so much a lack of gratitude. and he has been accused of things, and they've tried to impeach him all on false charges. Now, I mean, I know most of you out there know this, but it needs to be recognized, and something needs to be done about it, because the media he calls fake news is not going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you what they want you to think and speak against him and about their candidate, Joe Biden, because they know that Joe's going to pretty much put everything back the way it was, and everybody's going to play like they were in their playpens before all this happened, before Trump came into office and changed everything for the better. Who in their right mind honestly thinks that the country hasn't turned out better since President Trump has been there? Now, some of you, and I mean I have spoken to some, say, oh, since Trump went into office, I've had to pay a deeper tax or something like that. And there are a few people that believe that they have been hurt by the presidency of Donald Trump. But far and few are being affected in a negative way. And I think that scares the lefters. They just don't know what to do, because they've never seen the rallies. I mean, come on. You can see the rallies when Trump goes out. These people aren't paid to be there. They want to be there. They want to be around the President of the United States because he has done them right, and promises made and promises kept. Do you hear me? Promises made and promises kept. I can't think of a president in my lifetime that has made all these campaign promises and then kept them. Can you? Please email me. Seek the Truth Show, SEEKTHE TRUTHSHOW @gmail.com. I'd like to hear your opinions. Hey, I'd have you even on this live program, and you can speak your mind, whether you just want to do it with audio or video and audio like I'm doing it. But I can make that happen if you want to. I just want to have our country celebrate President Donald Trump. He is the kind of president that I want representing me, and I want him to represent you too, because he actually cares about you. Everybody else is like, they're going to say, oh, I care about you, we're going to get universal health care and all this other stuff, and drag our nation right down through the septic system in the toilet zone below the ground. Do you understand why? Do you understand how the Joe Biden party and Kamala Harris are a negative attribute to the United States of America for Americans? They will negatively impact our lives. And you will see it within the first year or two of the presidential activity if they are allowed to reign in office. And they will reign. They will reign like kings and queens. That's how they are. Trump is willing to give up his own salary to run the country for the benefit of the people in the country. Now, where have you ever heard that in your lifetime, no matter how young or how old you are, where a president wanted to actually do that and kept his word? Well, when I saw Lieutenant Colonel Ollie North on Fox News the other night, I believe him. I trust him. And he's a good man, and he loves our president. President Trump, I'm talking about. Not the obsessed with, I'm going to be the president of the United States, because he knows he's surrounded by a shoo-in. That's why he stayed in the basement the whole time during the campaign process, because you think he doesn't know anything, but I tell you that he knows all this deceit that's going on, right down to the Hunter Biden stuff that he got involved in. And you got to understand, the Democratic Party is a bunch of bull, I tell you, and they want to hurt us because they're out for themselves. They're in the power and control. The Republican Party has been known for releasing governmental control and giving the power back to the people. And Trump has lived up to that expectation in unbelievable, infinite-like ways. I'm asking you to believe me, not just from the heart, but to intellectually do your own evaluation and find out for yourself, because it's true. It's really true. I know a lot of people, and I will tell you that over 9.5 out of 10 want Trump back in office. And that this is an illegal, deceptive, stealing and placing of Joe Biden in office so that the pharmaceutical companies and Bill Gates and George Soros and everybody can have their status quo as they liked it before, so they can run the country as they see fit and have its international relations be what they want it to be, not necessarily have our best interest in mind. They will say whatever they have to in order to say that our best interests are in mind. Our best interest is in mind according to them. But I tell you, I have never seen a country more motivated and surrounding with love for a president of the United States than President Donald John Trump. He's our man. And we need to keep him in office. And we need to overturn this BS system that the Democrats have been able to fraudulently make it appear that Vice President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have been able to get through. Now, I don't care if they directly knew or indirectly knew. I really believe they indirectly had to have known, because nobody running for president stays in their basement and doesn't do anything and come out and campaigns. The person that really wants to be president and represent the people will actually go out and campaign as much as they can. Now, who did that? Can you tell me? I can tell you, President Donald John Trump. He's our man. He cares about us. What's so beautiful about it is it's not that he just cares about us, but he's like a dad. He's a regular human being that wants to be in office to fight for what's right for us. And he does it like a family man. You see how he loves his wife and he loves his children, all of them. I don't doubt that at all. And he's matured over the years, and he's changed over the last 4 years dramatically. But he's still keeping his intensity because he wants to fight for us and fight for what's right in the best interest of our nation. And I believe we need to be supportive of President Donald John Trump and get him back in office. We need to get all these counts, especially in Georgia, and win the 2 Republican Senate seats down there immediately, and do whatever we can, financially or otherwise, to send money down there to help that overcome the Democrats' money that they're sinking down there in television ads and, blind newspaper this and that. Whatever it takes, they're going to do. Because they're scoundrels, in my opinion. And they don't care about us. They care about control and power and putting America back in line like it was before Trump came and made it all great and, was tightening our ship and making everybody heading in the right direction. I don't know if you understand politics, but, Trump is just a smart man. And he's not about the politics. He thinks it's a bunch of crud. And he wants to cut through it. He says, I want to drain the swamp. Do you know what the swamp is? All these government programs that, take money from you and claim they're giving you everything. But, who's going to pay that bill? Who is going to pay that bill when the bill comes due? You understand that there are rumors and there are maybe facts to be able to prove that the Bidens are in bed with China and other governments. And you have probably heard what Hunter Biden has allegedly done. And I think the lawyers are going to have a field day with this, and they're going to prove it beyond any reasonable doubt. And you're going to be convinced that you did the right thing by putting President Donald Trump back in office. That's where he needs to be, and that is his rightful position. As far as I'm concerned, he won the election in like a landslide. But the Democrats and their rich associates knew how to scam America with ballots, mail-in ballots. Hell, I think they drove them in by tractor trailers and just Biden this and Biden that. And then, oh yeah, you can fill out your thing with a black magic marker if you want, so it bleeds through on the Biden side of the paper when you make notes on the other side of the paper, and they tell you you shouldn't be using a black marker that bleeds through the ballot. But they're so skilled, educated, and slick, they want to get Biden in no matter what, so they will lie, cheat, and steal. Now, who does that sound like? If you're into the Bible and the God that I love and cherish all day and night, it's the devil himself trying to work this maneuver and philosophy to make you want to keep Biden there if you want to keep him there. He ain't the right guy for our country, nor is Kamala Harris. And that whole AOC and the craziness and Bernie Sanders, forget it. It's going to drive our country right down the toilet. We don't need that. We absolutely do not want it, do not need it. And we need to make a change, folks, and we need to do it right now. Just like me, I'm going to make my contributions. I'm going to help the Republican campaign. I'm going to help President Trump. I'm going to help those Republican senators win in Georgia. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I want you to help too. All right, well, enough said. Let's see how this works and see if you watch this video. If you haven't watched it live with me right now, because I am doing it live, but if you watch the replay because you missed it when I was doing it live, because it is 2:18 in the morning on the East Coast here, on the 13th, November 13th, 2020, 2:18 in the morning. But that doesn't matter. I would do this anytime, all day, whatever it took to help our president get back in office, because he's the man for us. His family cares about us because that family is led by somebody who really cares about his family and his morals, and he has a love of God, and he wants us to all do much better and be happier in the long run. That's not what's going to happen with the Democrats, I promise you. They wish that everything went Democratic in the Senate, everything went Democratic in the House of Representatives, and Joe Biden actually was the president of the United States, and they just Biden would be told what to say, he'd say it, and all the votes that would happen in the House and the Senate would always favor whatever the Democrats want. That's what those guys want. That's what kind of scoundrels they are. And we have to fight that. We have to change that so that we can be a better nation, a better people, and truly love ourselves by doing what it takes to be self-sufficient and follow the directions of people who actually care about us and our nation, so we can have more, do more, and make more. Right here in the United States, the great United States of America. Until my next broadcast, I'm Charles Nolan. I want you to have a great night. Amen.